iPhone. Impressive. So, what brings you to iPhone? You've been using Samsung for a long time.
Yep.
Yeah, so...
What brought me to iPhone is absolutely the quality of video cameras.
Okay. You mean the cinematic mode, right?
Well, yes and no. The cinematic mode is not actually what I care much. But since the iPhone has taken this feature so far, there are questions arise whether this hype actually justify their advertisement.
Okay. Like?
I have mixed feeling about it. iPhone is not the only company to introduce this feature to smartphones, but since they have done it, they're it's good to have one, but it's not the main focus of my videography. I do videography. I love videography, but this is not the purpose of buying an iPhone.
But I upgraded my 13 just because of the cinematic mode.
Well, yeah, I expect that from lots of iPhone users to, love this feature because they have marketed this single feature in so dramatic way that everyone can get into the trap.
Right. Okay.
But to be honest, it's not perfect. It'll never be perfect. I can show you some footages that I have taken recently. So this is the front-facing camera of iPhone 13 Pro with the cinematic mode turned on. I'm testing out the background bokeh that you can see. So far this is focusing only me and not you, right?
Okay.
But it's focusing you right now and not me. But if you turn around your face to other way, it'll shift the focus to me. You see, it just shifted the focus to me. Okay. This is really cool. This is some cool features ought to mention, but why I say it's not perfect. It's like if I get closer to iPhone, you see the edges of my hair. There's some sort of fringing going on, and then it's easily noticeable that this is fake. This is some kind of artifact. They're artificially trying to impress on my hair. And it looks, no doubt that this looks fake, and nobody will be want to use this kind of quality degrading material on their professional short films or cinematic videos.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, but
it's better to have it.
Better to have it.
No complaint. Well, at least they included that. This is not what we expected from Apple. Since they have better cameras, we can do without cinematic mode so far that we don't even need it. But since they have included it, we can utilize it for some other perspective. For example, probably an ideal situation, ideal condition for this cinematic mode could be recording some sort of objects. For example, recording the video of this kind of box, or microphones, or some sort of polished surface areas where there's not a lot more harsh surfaces. That could be a perfect fit for the cinematic mode.
So I think they use the software to do the focusing. It's more like software using the background
Okay. And you know what? I have tested this feature 2 years ago on my Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus.
Okay.
And we call it the portrait mode video.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Apple is always fancy advertising their features. Well, they are good at letting other companies testing this feature, but whenever they introduce this feature to their phone, they are way dramatic. And iPhone users, they don't care much about the other world. They don't even know that this feature exists. For example, you have been using iPhone for quite a long time right now.
About 6-7 years.
6-7 years. So did you know that Samsung also offered this feature 2 years ago?
Oh no.
See, I told you, right?
Right.
So yeah, I tested this feature on Samsung on 2019, and I had so much fun testing this. But the moment I tested, I figured that this is not going to work for a professional tool.
So, what do you think about the censorship camera?
The censorship camera? Well, to be honest, this is the most favorite part of the iPhone 13. Well, I believe this is a revolutionary change. And Apple has set the bar so high that from now, every other major manufacturer company are now bound to include that feature to their next flagships.
Wait a minute, you're saying that Samsung doesn't have it?
No, up until
okay.
now, Samsung doesn't have it. Well, there are other companies like Xiaomi or Oppo. I don't remember properly, but some of the Chinese manufacturer have included this feature for a testing purpose, and they're doing pretty good. Their cameras are not that good, but the utilization of that feature is absolutely a beast. For that only piece of tech, I believe this is the end of the gimbal era. People are more likely not to use the gimbal in their future.
I mean, it's stabilizer, right?
Stabilization is incredibly good. I can show you some features. So I was climbing a stair and then I was recording a video. The video came out very smooth, like buttery smooth.
Oh, right. Yeah, we tested that. Yes. Okay.
I tested the video. And I also tested a couple of other times all by myself, walking through the street, and then to be honest, I didn't notice any kind of difference. I couldn't tell if I would be the witness of the two videos comparison with gimbal and without gimbal. There is no noticeable difference.
Okay. So I know it's impressive. I've been using it for 6-7 years, right? So what other features that brings you to iPhone?
What other features?
In fact, switching to iPhone from Samsung,
So yes, there's another sector where iPhone, not only iPhone, every other Apple devices are shining nowadays is their chip. On the iPhones, they're using A15 Bionic chip. They used A14 on their last generation, which was already faster than the fastest market. But this year, they took it to the next level.
Right. Okay, that's fair.
And then here's some Geekbench comparison. You can see Apple has beaten the S20 Ultra in every sector, both in single core and multi-core.
Okay.
Yeah, and this particular thing also have advantage in battery. Like if you have more efficient chip that consume lower battery, so you have more battery to use throughout the day.
So it has better battery life per se. So comparing to Samsung, it has obviously better battery life.
Well, it depends on the battery too, because my Note 10 Plus, it's a larger form factor.
You're still holding on to it, okay?
Yeah. So it's a larger form factor, and then the frame is larger, the battery is larger, right? But the fact is that iPhone is utilizing the battery the most. Even with the smaller batteries, they are able to beat the champs. This is where it shines more.
All right. Okay. Impressive. Okay, so here's my next question. So, do you think you're gonna stick to iPhone for a long time, or it's just 13 features and cinematic mode and cheap sensor? That's all that you're buying.
Well, that actually a very good question, which I have no clear answer. But here are my thoughts. The only reason I am going for iPhone is probably there is no Note series this year.
Okay.
Well, ever since I have seen the Note series is being released, every year Note is the tag beast,
right?
The tag champ of every year. But since there is no Note, only thing that can compare to iPhone 13 is S20 Ultra, which is almost 7 to 8 months older already. Right?
You mean S21?
S20 and Ultra.
Okay.
Yeah. So, well, comparing to S20 Ultra, that's already 7 months older to an iPhone that just released a couple of days ago. It's not a fair comparison. And there are rumors that there is no Note series coming up next year, but S22 Ultra is going to be their new Note.
Okay.
Right? And I have very high hope about that. Not sure if I would be able to resist myself for going to Note, because I love this pen. I love this pen so much that I can compromise all the 3 pro cameras of Apple just for this pen.
Really?
Yep.
Is that helpful? Really?
This is super helpful.
I see. And I never had to use it, but sometimes. But I needed to sign a couple more times. It was difficult to sign by hand instead of pen. So I
Obvious.
wish I had a pen like Samsung. Okay, so yeah, good job discussing about iPhone 13, overall iPhone. But yeah, I mean they have features, cinematic and shift sensors. You know, they have to sell their stuff. So it's sometimes they make things dramatic. You know, to make things sellable, they have to sell the stuff. That's how the business works. You know, first comes the business. If they can make money, if they are making money, if they can impress customers, obviously, you know, it's a good deal to, you know, you know, people are switching from Samsung like yourself. That's what they want, you know. But let's see. I think we're gonna make a, you know, we're gonna use cinematic mode for.
Yeah, I mean, I have planned to use this cinematic mode for real life cinema. That I have been planning for a couple of days now. To make a real short film only using iPhone.
iPhone 13. Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Okay, let's make it then. All right, so stay tuned till we make the video. Thank you for watching.